KDP has hardcovers now! Woo! I am so excited. And yes, I did text some friends the moment I saw this. So KDP, or Kindle Direct Publishing, just rolled out hardcovers for indie authors. And this is, I want to say it's game-changing. At first when I saw it, I thought it was game-changing. Now I'm thinking it's still in beta testing. They have some kinks to work out, which we'll talk about in a minute. But I think it has potential to start being a serious competitor for Ingram Spark. I would have to say that I don't think it actually is yet. And we're going to get into that in a second because I'm going to show you some of the things that I've discovered, some of the ways that it's not quite comparable yet. Maybe they'll change it, I don't know. And then we're gonna go ahead and upload a book because I also have a fun secret announcement inspired by this change, pretty much. I'm so excited right now, I can't even tell you. Okay, so basically, I have what's called shiny new idea syndrome, and I'm acting on it. And I'm going to make a hardcover. Well, at least I'm going to start a hardcover here and walk through the uploading process with you for a brand new hardcover. But before I go into exactly what I'm going to upload, let me just say that what I decided to upload was influenced by the differences on KDP. So there are really two things that are keeping KDP, or Kindle Direct Publishing, from being a competitor with companies like Ingram Spark, who offer hardcovers already. And it's really just two things that I can find. Number one, they still don't offer pre-orders. And KDP, if you ever see this, like, let me just tell you, every single author I know is desperate for you to add this, please. Please add pre-orders. Please put pre-orders on print books. We are begging you. Like, you can do it for ebooks. I think you can do it for print. You've got this. I know you've got this. But anyway, that's the first one, is that they don't offer pre-orders for any print books currently, only for their ebooks. The second thing, which I didn't catch until I started playing with the uploading process myself, and that I was honestly pretty bummed about at first, although I found a workaround and I'm okay with it now, they don't currently offer a dust jacket. So, okay, let me show you what I mean. This right here is the dust jacket. This gorgeous thing is pretty common for hardcovers. Like, if you have a hardcover, you're gonna see this. And some readers do take them off, but they're really kind of expected, let's be real. And what's underneath it is just, well, I don't know, I call this the naked hardcover. So it's just it's still a hardcover, but it's just, you know, the actual cover. KDP, again, I know you're in beta testing, so maybe you're planning to add this, and I would really love that if you did. But a lot of readers expect this, especially in my genre, at least, YA fantasy. And right now, KDP only offers the actual hardcover itself. The naked cover is what I'm gonna call it. Yes, this changed my plans for what to upload, but it actually gave me a really exciting idea. At this point, you might be thinking, oh no, this is gonna be a really short video because I don't want it anymore. But I just wanna throw this out there that what seems like a disadvantage, and it kind of is in a way, I have found at least one way to turn it into an advantage. And honestly, it's still exciting to have a hardcover, even if it's printed directly on it like this. It's still exciting. I wanna turn this into an advantage. And I thought of something that I think will make this actually very desirable and exciting for readers. And that is to make a collector's edition classic old book cover style. So let me try to explain what I'm thinking so far in case you want to try something like this, and then we're gonna go ahead and try to upload and create what I'm planning to do, and you'll get to see it in action. But basically, something like this, where it looks like the old book cover style. It's very ornate, it's very classic, very clean. And so this was my idea, but I didn't really know how to make it work. Like, was I gonna do the Stolen Kingdom again and have a third edition? Or should I do the, you know, the Secret Gift and put that into hardcover, which I didn't honestly have plans to do. And then as I was sharing these different types of classic book cover styles with my friend Mandy Lynn, who's also my cover designer, she came up with the coolest idea and I started freaking out. She's like, what if you go ahead and make a compilation of all 4 books in the series, the first 4 books. And she said, then it's like a fairy tale compilation, like a classic fairy tale set. And I was like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. I started freaking out. So that is what we're planning to do. Now that I have this plan in place, I am raring to go, but of course we still have to keep some things in mind. Number one, you still have to get a very unique hardcover. So KDP has different hardcover sizes. You might be able to take your paperback and use that same cover for hardcover, but you might not. It really depends. So you'll have to look into sizes first. The second thing we're going to need, which is unique to me, is that I am going to have to reformat all 4 of my books into the same document. So I actually started doing this already, and I'll show you on the screen here. I started out with all 4 books compiled into one document, and just as is, they were almost 1,200 500 pages. It was insane. And so I was thinking, well, it's gonna be a really thick book. I'll try to size it down, but it won't be a problem. Then I found out KDP also has a page limit. So I had to get this book under 550 pages. The first thing I did, of course, was I started getting rid of the unnecessary pages, like all the duplicates. For example, I took the glossary from all 4 books and I condensed it down into one glossary and got rid of all those duplicates that were the same words repeated over and over. I got rid of all the extra versions of the map. We just need one map. And I have not fully decided what's going to be in the collector's edition. I would like to make it special and have bonus features. I have the bonus features from the Stolen Kingdom hardcover currently in there because those are really special and exciting. And I started playing with the font size and the spacing. Then I took the book from being a 5x8, which is this size, to a 6x9. Let's just say that it turns out if you want to do a collector's edition, not just your average book, because most books will be under 550 pages, but if you're going to take 4 books and compile them together, it's a lot more difficult. I got it down to like 900 something, and then 700, and then 600, and I just kept changing and tweaking and reformatting, but I could not figure out how to get it lower than, I think it was like 590 something pages without starting to delete all that fun exclusive content. And so then I was like, okay, let's look at the next size KDP offers, which is 7x10. How big is that? That is currently the only size I'm able to get under 550 pages. I haven't decided yet. It actually could be really cool, but I want to be able to see it in my hand, so I'm going to order a proof copy, and that is what you're going to see me do today. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and start the uploading process. FYI, they haven't rolled it out to everybody just yet, but on my screen, you can see the beta hardcover option right here. Beta just means it's still in testing. It's not finalized. There's probably some kinks, which I've already run into and I'll show you when we get there. But I did kind of play with this. I tested out a hardcover for the Stolen Kingdom and then for the Secret Gift. And then, as you know, I decided I'm gonna make a brand new one. So we're gonna click that right now. Woo! All right, let's upload this book. So I'm gonna go ahead and do some research with you on camera so you can see my thought process behind this. I have done a video on how to upload to KDP as an ebook. If you wanna watch that, I will link it below. This one's going to be more tailored to my specific book, and I'm kind of figuring it out as I go. So the biggest thing that I'm not sure about is what to call it. Do I wanna call it a collector's edition, like this? When I search collector's editions like this one, let's see what the paperback says. So it just says trilogy, and then it says all of the books. When I search box set on Amazon, which is also technically what this is, it's just all lumped together. These are like ebook box sets, which are awesome. And you see how it'll say the books right there, books 22 through 24. Okay, let me pull up the Stolen Kingdom right here. So this colon means that this part is the title and this is the subtitle, and then this part is the series title. So I just have to keep that in mind for where I'm filling out these boxes, because it's going to be this colon this, so probably want it to look like that. Do I want it to say collector's edition? Those say box set. Let's see here. A lot of these say box set. I think I want it to say collector's edition, because it's gonna be a classic book cover. It's gonna be really pretty. Let's click on this and see what it looks like to add it to a series. So I have an existing series, obviously. Here are my 3. We're gonna add it to the Stolen Kingdom. Supplemental content. This book is one of the primary titles or related. I mean, it is a primary. It's not book 5 though. All right, so now you can see it's on my dashboard here. I really like how that looks. I think that's gonna be pretty. So let's go back to continue setup, and I'm gonna try adding it as related content instead, because it's not a book 5. That's not accurate. See what happens if I add to related. Box set or collection? There we go. Okay, and I'm sorry, let me go back and show you the other options. So The Secret Gift is a novella and a prequel, and you could add short stories and other things, but we're going with box set and collection. Just keep in mind, you can play with the book title field and whatnot, but once it's published, you can't change it. So I'm gonna go ahead with that, and then I'm gonna kind of think it over before I actually publish. But I just wanna go ahead and get through this and see what it looks like. Add myself next. And then a description. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm not publishing it right now. What I think maybe I'll do is I could put the synopsis for book 1. I gotta think that over as well. But again, we're not publishing right in this moment. I'm just showing you how to upload and figure out how to get a copy and see what it looks like. So let's keep going. Okay, own the copyright. This is another publishing step, so let me think of some random keywords quick. I'm just throwing in keywords for right now. I have to go and look up keywords that I've used in the past and do some keyword research, but we're gonna go with just those to fill that in so you can see kind of what it looks like. And then what categories would it be? It would be under juvenile fiction for sure. Definitely under fairy tale adaptations. It's also country and ethnic, so we're gonna go with those two for now, and then I will go ahead and do, again, more research. It's important to do your research and make sure you've picked the best keywords and categories. But now that leads to the page that I've been just very excited to get to, which is the hardcover content. And this is the page that is obviously in beta testing. I am going to use a free KDP ISBN. I'm gonna go ahead and assign that. A lot of people ask me, oh, can I use my KDP ISBN to publish somewhere else? It literally just said there, no you can't. And that's true for every company. If a company gives you an ISBN number, you can only use it on that company. They all say it, it's very clear. So this ISBN number is only for use on KDP. Publication date you don't usually fill in. This is only if I published the book before, which actually I have, but which book would I use? Okay, let's look at this. How is your book publication date determined? We're just gonna consider this a new book, honestly, because it's never been published as 4 books before. Now, this page is super helpful if you wanna know and kind of gather a sense of how much would a book cost before you actually go and set it up. They have that, plus a royalty calculator and all other kinds of stuff in their Kindle help section if you ever wanna go look at that. But let's start with paper style. So a lot of readers prefer cream paper. I personally prefer white paper, and I know that's a little bit weird. I've heard cream is easier on the eyes, but I just like white paper better. Let me know in the comments what you prefer, I'm curious. Because I think it's actually kind of 50-50. I think it depends on the person. FYI, a little bit of a publishing tip, the paper you choose does actually affect the size of your book. A cream paper and a white paper actually are 2 different kinds of thickness, so your book spine will actually get bigger or smaller depending on what you pick. Your cover designer should let you know that, but in case they don't, you're hearing it from me. The next thing is trim size. So I really wanted it to be a 6x9, but as you know, I'm struggling to fit 4 books and get them to be 550 pages without making the font like unreadable. I want the font to still be readable. So let's try 7x10. How big is that going to be? There's only one way to know. I'm gonna have to order a proof copy. Like, I have no idea. I wanna have bleed in there for the map, which just basically means that when you have a map like this, it's going to bleed off the page and you won't accidentally have, like, for example, some white space at the edge of the page there, which would be bad. Choosing bleed actually just makes the whole document just slightly larger so that it bleeds off the edge of the page, if that makes sense. I think I do need that because I want to have my map by 11.25. Let's try that. Okay, whole document. Go. Oh wow, and you'll notice that it went down by like 50 pages, I think. Wow, it's a big book. So I'm gonna have to fix the map. Obviously, once Mandy and I design the collector's edition cover, I'm going to have a different title page. So this is just a placeholder. Copyrights is just a placeholder. These first 3 pages will have to change to match the new book collector's edition, but then I will have the map. That's gonna be good. Let me close this to show you. And then the Stolen Kingdom will begin here, and that'll be chapter 1. Okay, all right, so that's what we're going with, 7x10 with bleed, and then I'm gonna do a matte cover. Yeah, I think it needs to be matte to get this texture, because what I want, I do have a plan for, again, that classic style print on top. I don't wanna reveal too much for you just yet, but I'm really excited about it, but I think that the underneath stuff needs to look kind of matte like this. And now it's time to upload our manuscript. So here we go, I'll be right back. I'm back, I've got my test version. Let me show you here. It is 468 pages. In between, you know, this video that I'm making now and when I actually release this, which will be in the future, you know, subscribe if you want to see when that happens, because KDP does not have pre-orders, so I cannot set up a pre-order. I'm going to surprise you. Subscribe to my newsletter if you want to be the first to know when this collector's edition comes out. But I'm thinking to also keep playing with the 6x9 size and the formatting there, just to see, can I find a way to keep all of my exclusives and fun extra details like that Gideon chapter, which is just a special bonus, and the character art and the frequently asked questions page and all that good stuff. How can I keep that but make it a 6x9. I'm gonna try. But for right now, we're just gonna go ahead and upload. This 7x10 is just a placeholder so that I can keep showing you, because next is the book cover step right here. And of course, like I said, I've hired my good friend Mandy Lynn to make a collector's edition classic old book cover style cover. So I will be using the uploaded cover that I already have once we have that. But for right now, let's go ahead and make a temporary one so we can order a proof copy and keep going to the next step. Oh my gosh, I'm nervous. What should we do? What should we do? Should I just use like character art for the cover for now? Is that weird? How about this one? Like, I just want to see what it looks like. FYI, while this is getting set up, I would never recommend using the KDP cover creator unless you're making it just for yourself. Like a proof copy to read through so you make sure that the interior is good, or you just want to hold your book in your hands or something, because sorry KDP, I'm not trying to diss you, but your covers here are ugly. And adding this picture makes it really pretty, but it's still kind of ugly. This picture's kind of cool. Which one should we go with? I kind of like the one that stretches all the way across, so why not? Let's try this one. But what I'm gonna do is actually get rid of that. We'll get rid of everything on the back. I don't want anything on the back. This character art, by the way, I want to give a shout out to Margarita Lapina from my Patreon group. She made this, and I am obviously not actually printing this cover. I just have to say though, it looks gorgeous. Like, she's amazing. Ah, it looks so good. But this is not the cover. This is just me using character art for fun. While this is uploading, let me just say, unfortunately, we're gonna find out soon, but I have a feeling KDP is going to have a bar across the cover. It stretches all the way around onto the back, so super annoying. It looks stupid. Again, KDP, I'm not trying to throw shade here. I'm just telling you as an author all the things that if you were interested in fixing them, I would love it. Look at this character art cover, you guys. Margarita Lapina for the win. This is not the final cover. Again, this is not, I mean, it's beautiful. But I actually did a poll and I asked on Patreon, I said, hey, would you guys let me know which one are you more excited about, the classic book cover or a character art cover? And it was almost overwhelmingly classic for the win. And I also did this same poll over on Instagram, but without explaining to you guys what I had in mind. I just basically said, which do you like more? Which would make you be more interested in grabbing a book? This classic cover or this character art cover? And again, over 2/3 of everybody who voted was like, I want the classic. So I personally want a character art cover like this, but this is gonna be just for fun, just for me. I'm not going to actually do character art on the cover. Oh, it changed. Hold on. They changed it. Look at that. Uh-oh. Why did they change it? All right, let's launch the previewer. I'll be back when it's done. It started. Oh my goodness. I have been sitting here waiting for this to finish generating the preview. As you can see, it's just spinning and spinning for like an hour now. And at first I thought, okay, maybe there's a glitch on my end. So what I did is I actually reformatted the whole document. I decided I do not like 7x10. I know for a fact I don't, so I made it back into a 6x9. And I was like, I'm gonna make it a 6x9. I will figure out the details later, but I just basically made it a lot smaller. Figure that out, you know, down the road. I thought that'll solve the problem, but again, I've been waiting like an hour now. So instead of just sitting here watching YouTube videos like this one while I wait, I'm gonna go to Barnes & Noble and browse some of their book covers and see if I can find some classic covers in person, and also just see if I can find some compilations and whatnot, because it's actually my husband's birthday today, and so I wanna go get him a fun book for his birthday anyway, so it's a good excuse to go. So I'll bring you guys with me. Let's head over to Barnes & Noble while we wait.
It started out like a movie scene, something straight out of a magazine. I crossed my fingers you'd come to me, then all of a sudden it became reality. Don't care about no gold, no one else to hit my phone up. None of that pretentious life. No, 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 don't need no pills to get high. There's no doubt in my mind. Your love, it is all that I need.
All right, mini book haul. I went there for my husband and I got him Your Next 5 Moves by Patrick Bet-David. This guy is one of my hubby's favorites. He also is from Iran and was a refugee, so very cool story for this guy, and I really hope he'll like it. Then I was not supposed to get myself anything, but I'm telling myself I'm stocking up for when the baby comes. So I got a deal with the Elf King by Elise Kova. I just read the second one in this series because it's like a companion series, and that one was really good, so it made me want to read this one and go back for that. And then I think I've heard really good things about this book. At least I hope this is book 1. Yeah, okay, it says book 1. And I have it on my Goodreads TBR for like the longest time, so I think I'm gonna give it a shot and see what it's like. It looks really good. Anyway, let's head back to the house and see how that upload is going. All right, good news. It is officially working. When I got back, I was like, oh my gosh, that looks so cool. So let me bring you closer. Hold on. By the way, in case you hear random licking, somebody's making out with her dino. So that's what that sound is. It's not me, I promise. Here it is. This is what it looks like. Obviously, this is just a practice one, but look how thick that spine is. Like, this is 519 pages. You can see it at the bottom here. And that's not going to be the final. That's just what I was able to get it to with like some fast changes. I think this yellow on the side, that's new for a hardcover, because let me just show you again on this guy. You know how on a hardcover it kind of wraps around and then they kind of glue this paper to it? I hope I'm making sense. So I think that the yellow is this little extra fold over bit to make it seamless, I think. I mean, I don't know. The only way to know is to try it, right? So that's just like an imaginary what it would look like if we did a character cover. Now let me flip through. What is this little guy? Oh, okay. I see the problem. I was looking along the left side, but actually it's going into what's called the gutter, which is the middle of the book right here. So if anything is crossing those dotted lines, that's a no-no. The text should be inside of that. So obviously I have some work to do going through this manuscript, but I already knew that. You can see how tiny the font is. It's actually not bad. Like if you zoom in on it, like you can click to zoom in on it if you want to, and that is readable, but I kind of want to make it bigger, so I'm going to work on that. Obviously I need to fix this document before I'm going to be allowed to order a proof copy because of that gutter issue, but in normal circumstances I would be then going through all the pages and making sure it looks good, and then I would click approve, but because there are errors I can't click approve. I have to just click exit. It's gonna make me fix that gutter issue before I'm allowed to go to the last page. Penny, say hi to everybody. It's ready. Look, 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 look. I don't think you guys can see because Penny's blocking it. Penny love bug. I love you. We're gonna put you down. Okay, so what I'm doing, I'm just like reformatting. Yes, check it out. I got it to work. 548 pages. Literally just 2 pages less. So I'm gonna save this and I'm gonna upload it here, and hopefully it'll work while we go out to dinner. Wilson and I are going out to dinner for his birthday, so I put a dress on. And we're gonna go out and eat, and then hopefully when I come back we'll find out if it worked and if we can get to this last page. So I feel like we're playing a video game. Can we get to the last page? Good morning. It's the next day. Somebody's feeling very cuddly, so it's interesting to try to work today, but I wanted to show you. First things first, I finally got it to work. So we were on the content page right here, and I finally got the manuscript to upload. This was probably my 10th try. I spent all yesterday formatting, which was unexpected, but it happens. And so right now, with a 523 page count and a 6x9, I am looking at a printing cost of $11.78. So this is not the final because I am not sure how I feel about this printing. Let me show you the previewer really quick. Okay, so you can see how thick the spine is, and I'm just gonna go through a couple pages so you can see that I fixed all the errors and it's looking really nice, but I think that looks kind of small. And the only way to know for sure is to order a proof copy. So what I did, I'm going to click approve here, save and continue to the pricing page. And then here, I didn't input any of the pricing yet. I just scrolled all the way down to request a print proof of this book. And so that should, hopefully sometime today, I should see an email from KDP where I can order that proof, and it should cost that printing amount, that 11 something plus shipping. So it's kind of expensive, but I do think to be able to offer something like this, I need to see a proof, probably 2 of them, and fix some errors and issues, and then I will be able to set it up. I'll walk you through this page in a second, but I just wanted to say, I will give you a hint since there's no pre-orders. I am really hoping that I could get this book out before Christmas. But little baby A is coming sometime around December 8th. So I don't know what's gonna happen, but I'm gonna walk you through this page really quick. As I've said before in that KDP ebook upload video when I was teaching you guys, you're gonna select all territories as long as you have the rights, and you're gonna select the primary marketplace. That's pretty self-explanatory. And then here is where you can see they have a minimum list price right here. So I am not allowed to price the book less than $19.63. So let's just see what that would look like. And I'm assuming there's going to be like 0 royalties. So there's the print cost, the 60% royalty, and I don't get any because it's too cheap. Now here's the series page on Amazon, and if I scroll down, I've got the hardcovers at $20, $20, $19, and oh, this one's on sale. That's cool. Sometimes Amazon does that, but normally that would be $19.99 also. So basically $2, $4, $6, $80, $79 usually. So if I were to offer this for like $30, that is a steal. And I think that would help me to make my money back on my expenses for the cover, hopefully. There's never a guarantee, but let's say $29.99 and see what happens. Okay, so now we have a royalty of $6.22. So if I'm to make my money back, let's do a little bit of math. You guys know how I am. I like to make sure that I'm making smart business decisions. So let's see here. Oh, you know what? I have to also count the proofs. Hold on. Let's just assume I might have to order 2 proof copies. So we're going to guesstimate somewhere around $250 in expenses and spending divided by 6.22 for royalty, and I would need to sell 40 copies. Considering that this is a 3rd edition, that's a lot of copies. So I'll have to think that over if that's a smart business move. But let me just show you the last step, which I'm not going to do, would be to click publish your hardcover book. Be very careful with this because if you press that button, you are basically telling KDP publish this book immediately. So for right now, we are not ready to publish. I'm going to click save as a draft, and I'm going to go ahead and order that proof copy of this fun test so we can see what does it look like, how big is it, what is the font size, you know, all these fun details. So if you want to stay in the loop for that, make sure you subscribe and ring the notification bell below so that you don't miss the next update on this little saga that I have going on. And until then, I will talk to you guys again very soon. Bye.
It started